First of all, fundamentally, business gives back to society by creating wealth and adding value, creating jobs, and hence, therefore, directly, any business, successful business, if it is done properly, will bring benefit to society, as long as it is profitable. It adds value, it creates wealth. So, particularly if it is done in a manner that will also not, that treats people fairly. You create jobs for them, you train them and so on. People gain from businesses. So in the first instance, a normal, successful business is already good for society. It already gives back to society. Secondly, once you have reached a certain level of profit and so on, you must give back to society. The minimum in Islam is zakat, which is equivalent to roughly 2.5% of currently calculated. By performing zakat, the obligation of zakat itself is already giving back to society as ordained by Islam. But because of the gaps in society today, more successful businesses must do more, must contribute more, not just the minimum. So zakat is the minimum. So we do expect them to give back to society, just like Bill Gates, who is a non-Muslim anyhow, has already allocated huge sum of his wealth towards charity, towards welfare program, towards caring program, to bring up people who are deprived and so on, to help the poor and so on and so forth. In our context, I'm talking about jihad business. If you run it along the lines of a Waqaf corporation, it is already by definition, you cannot be a Waqaf corporation without designating more than just a zakat minimum, a sum of money dedicated towards charity, towards welfare, towards meeting the needs of the non-business members of community, which is by far the larger proportion. And according to the terms of the Waqaf, every time the equity is transferred to Waqaf, 70% is to be reinvested, either in human capital or in new businesses. That means it is not just a pure charitable organization. A Waqaf corporation is supposed to, first of all, grow itself, enhance. The tree must grow bigger so that it can produce more fruits. And out of the fruits, 30% can go to charity and fi sabilillah and other causes for Islam. So 70% is always reinvested, either in people, in knowledge, for example, in intellectual property, brands and so on, as well as in new investment. Out of that 30% that goes to charity and welfare, 5% goes to the religious authority, 25% to support institutions like mosques, orphanages, one-day scholarships perhaps, education and so on, for the needy, for the poor, fi sabilillah program. For example, we run now through Waqaf Anur Corporation with the support of others, a chain of Waqaf Anur clinics throughout the country. We already have 14, including Johor, Sarawak, Negeri Sembilan, Selangor. And these clinics only charge RM5, and the patients, through paying that RM5, they can see a doctor and get the medicine as well. And to date, more than 600,000 patients have benefited. And although they are located generally at mosque premises, out of the 14, 12 are located at mosque premises. Non-Muslim, there is not also exclusive to Muslims. Non-Muslim poor patients also, about 50,000 of them have already benefited from the same services, healthcare services. First of all, most important is to provide that source of motivation for Muslim businessmen to make a success of their business for a higher cost, not just a materialistic, this worldly. That's fundamental. So to me, it is a very important source of spiritual energy, which is detrimental to business success, because you must be highly motivated, passionate about business. So today it's very difficult for Muslims to be passionate about business. Why? Because if it is done the way it is done, some people find a conflict in their self. You become materialistic, worldly. They forget about it. So the secular approach is business. Religious and welfare is another. Once you make money, you can. So business jihad is about combining, integrating the two, right at the core of your day-to-day business that you're running. You need a passion for Muslims to be successful in business. You need to be highly motivated, because that's a source of hard work. Right. You cannot succeed as a businessman if you are not prepared to work hard in this world. And business, unfortunately, is very this worldly. You measure your performance in terms of dollars and cents, in terms of wealth creation. So in order not to lose sight of the higher ideals of living, which gives meaning to life, then you have to relate that wealth creation to a higher cause. The Islamic cause of jihad is no better cause. And when you say jihad means, the business jihad means it is a jihad of peace and prosperity. You don't go and blow up people. You prosper them. Even non-Muslim who do business with us will benefit through prosperity, building a career, for example, getting the benefit of our business provides. So if you deal with another business entity, it's always on a win-win situation, and the profits must be made by all and so on. So it is, to me, definitely a better proposition than conventional jihad, which today is, unfortunately, has been attracting too much attention. Yeah. Business jihad, that's it. Make a success of it, and inshallah, you'll become rich at the end of the day. You're not successful in your business if you don't become rich. And Islam is not anti-wealth creation, not anti-richness. But more important is, once you're richer, you gain the upper hand. Al-Jadul Ulia. You are in a better position to do more for Islam. And Islam is brought to the world as a mercy to mankind. So therefore, let's transform our business to become more merciful as well.